gonna go over them. No.
Why don't you start? Say hi YouTube and then I'll be like, ha, just kidding, it's my channel.
Hi YouTube.
Pretend to be me.
Pretend to be you.
Pretend to be me.
Welcome back. Today we are going to be talking about a lot of controversial and misconceived health and gym topics.
Hi, I'm here.
She's actually here. Agenda for today.
Wait, but first, we need an intro from you.
Intro from
Everyone knows you're my boyfriend.
I am the boyfriend.
But they don't know your background. So, can you tell us a little bit about who you are, where you came from, what you do?
My background. Well, I am born and raised in New Hampshire.
I was born in
moved to New York just over a year ago. I've been training and in the health field for almost 4 years now. I went to school for exercise science at the University of New England in Maine. And so yeah, I just have a huge passion for teaching people about health and fitness and watching them succeed. So here
He's
I
helped
am.
me a ton, so that's why I keep him. Just for educational purposes.
Yeah, that's the only reason.
Okay, so like he said, we're going to talk about some things that, some myths, some
A lot of people just have
misconceptions.
backwards, really.
Yeah. So we're here to make it forwards. Is that the opposite of backwards?
Forward, make it, yes.
Make it right.
Make it right.
So, we're talking about 3 of them today?
Yeah,
3?
a little bit of nutrition, a little bit of training, kind of a little bit of everything. I don't know if this is going to become a recurring video. Or
Maybe, if you guys like it, thumbs up.
Thumbs up if you do. On the agenda is small meals versus big meals. Obviously that's a big one. So, small meals versus big meals. The difference and why eating more frequently doesn't necessarily help. 2.
Lifting makes women bulky and look manly and look gross and not look womanly anymore.
And 3, muscle confusion. That's a huge one right now. A lot of people are really getting this confused with their training, and they're actually hurting themselves more than helping themselves. So, let's get into it. Here we go.
So a lot of magazines and the media portray that we need to be eating smaller meals throughout the day to lose weight faster.
And really, the science behind that is just extremely old. What happens is people get into this mentality that they have to eat every 3 hours, they have to eat small meals throughout the day for a number of reasons. The biggest one is to keep your metabolism up. You know, a lot of people hear, oh, I have to eat more, I have to eat more frequent in order to keep myself burning calories, and that's just not true. That mentality, a lot of it comes from athletes who obviously are training at a very, very high level. They're burning a lot of calories, so they need to eat a lot. But the general population who are just trying to stay healthier, that's just not true. So I guess the science behind this, not needing to eat small meals, is called a thermal effect of feeding, or the thermal effect of food, TEF. People might call it different things, but the concept is the same. Essentially what this means is timing does not matter. Your body is going to burn off 2,000 calories no matter if you eat it in 6 meals or in 3 meals. It's going to take the same amount of energy to burn that off. You know, thinking that eating smaller meals more frequently is going to burn more calories is just not true.
We're not saying to not eat 6 meals a day. If that's what you prefer, that's what you prefer. We prefer kind of to eat, what would you say, 3?
Yeah, 3.
3 and maybe 2 snacks, or maybe like our Saturdays probably are 2 big meals a day, just because the way our day is set up. So we're not saying don't eat 6 meals. We're just saying
it's not gonna help.
Right, it's not gonna
make a difference.
Right. So it's all preference, really. Some days I want 6, some days I want 2, some days I want 1.
That comes from also habit. So if you think of, you know, today's world, food is everywhere. And it's really easy to eat a lot. And so what happens all the time is you condition yourself to need food. A lot of it is mental, and we mistake hunger for boredom, we mistake hunger for thirst. And so just being in that, you know, habit, the habitual manner of eating, has also made it difficult to kind of break that cycle of needing 6 small meals a day. And so a lot of people say, oh, what if I'm, you know, hypoglycemic and, you know, low blood sugar? Again, you know, those are outliers. Obviously, if you're hypoglycemic, you might need to eat more frequently. But the general population who is perfectly healthy and normal, they just do not need that food, and it's become habit. And so if you think, oh, I get dizzy or I get, tired if you don't eat, over time, if you do kind of change your habits, you will not feel like that anymore. I just remember, a lot of it's in your head.
Next.
Big one. You can start this one off.
Lifting makes women look like men.
Ugh, you look like a man.
Don't I?
She looks like such a man.
Look at those scrawny arms.
And guess what? You squatted 190 for 5 the other day.
And I deadlifted 225
for
for 5.
So,
but that's so much
clearly
weight.
Lifting makes her bulky and look like a man.
I don't look like a man. Do I look like a man? Do I look like a man? No.
You do
No
not
man
look
here.
like a man. Clearly.
So, I think that this is, I think magazines are to be blamed, social media, not social media, sorry.
Yeah,
the media. I think there's a lot to do with just women not being educated in that regard. I was one of them. I was a cardio bunny. I did cardio 2 hours a day, twice a day. I didn't lift a weight. And I was also scared. And I remember the first time I was in the gym with like a weight, I was like looking around and thinking everyone was watching me, making fun of me, and no one really cared. And it's just about just jumping in and just grabbing weight and learning from there. So there's no way you're gonna get bulky.
Unless
you're injecting yourself with testosterone. We don't have the hormone that they have. That's what separates us. So you're not gonna get bulky. It's plain and simple. Like I can't tell you, I don't know. Like it's not gonna happen.
Case in point, right here.
I've been lifting steadily for, I don't know, 2-3 years. And I've gotten smaller, not bigger.
Much more toned,
right?
Much more defined. And yes, there are going to be certain women that do put on muscle a little bit easier, and they will tell you they'll get bulky, but again, generally, lifting will not make you bulky.
Make you sexy as fuck.
It'll only make you sexy as fuck.
And then you become like Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman. There you go.
So what about muscle confusion? We know that we have to be on a workout plan and then we don't see results and then we're like, oh, I have to confuse my body and my muscles because I'm plateauing and nothing's really happening anymore, so we want to change it up. Is that true?
To a certain extent.
Why?
Essentially because, one, muscles cannot get confused. Your muscles are extremely smart. They will adapt to whatever stimulus you put them through.
What's stimulus?
Stimulus is basically subjecting your body to a specific constraint of stress. Stress meaning how much weight you use, how much rest you take, your sets and your reps. So all that stuff kind of goes into the overall stimulus that you're putting on your body. And changing that up too much can actually not allow you to maximize the results you're looking for. So say you're trying to get bigger. You know, a lot of guys are trying to get bigger. Even a lot of women are trying to put on a little bit of muscle so they get more toned. What happens is you want to maximize whatever you're training for. And maximizing, you know, that's not going to happen within a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, even really 4 weeks. And when people start to see those plateaus is when they stop pushing themselves. You're training for strength and you're doing sets of 5, okay? And you know, the first 2, 3, 4 weeks are good, and then after the 3, 4 weeks, you start to get lazy. And okay, you get to that 5th rep and you're like, oh, I don't have to push out, you know, an extra one, even if you feel like you can. And so your body's not gonna change if you're not putting it under that overload or under that stress. And so that's when those plateaus occur. And then after you really maximize all that, and so over, you know, a lengthy period of time, you are gonna start to see diminished results. You know, that same amount of work you're putting in is gonna go down. And so that's when, yes, you change up your sets, yes, you change up your reps, your rest, and that's when you can bust through that plateau by changing a stimulus. But in order to see increased results and get past that plateau, you don't need to change up your entire workout top to bottom, left to right. You know, it just takes one little change. The one I like to use most is decrease your rest. All right, very, very simple, often overlooked. So say you're doing a specific program and you're doing sets of 5 and you're used to taking, you know, 2 minutes in between your sets. You know, it's a normal rest time. Take that down to 1.5 minutes. You know, and try and do the same amount of work. I guarantee you're not going to be able to put out the same intensity that you were before. So yes, you might be able to do it, but you'll definitely feel a difference. It's not even changing the exercise, not even changing the load, not even changing really much of anything except the time you're taking in between sets. So muscle confusion, not as complicated as it's made out to be. It can be a lot simpler and you can see a lot more results by modifying it a little bit. So small meals versus big meals, lifting weight makes women bulky, clearly, and muscle confusion.
You know, I don't like this view. My arm looks really scrawny.
Well, stop accentuating it.
I'm not.
Sit up tall, put it down.
It looks scrawny.
It looks fine.
I gotta go lift weights so I can go look like a man.
Until next time.
Okay, thank you so much.
She's saying bye.
Thank you so much for joining us. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you have any questions for either Taz or I, leave them in the comments below. Leave them in the comments below and we will get back to you. If you like this video, make sure to let us know so we can produce more content like this. And anything else you'd like to say?
Thanks for stopping by.
Tuning in. Listening to us talk.
No.
And make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. It'll make Bleeker very, very happy. And myself, maybe. Have a good week, guys. Bye!